So these are the newspaper articles that I was talking about before. But these are articles, these are just the headline. So there's nothing else. There's very little information on there besides the headline. I don't know if the rest of it's missing or if it was scrapped before the article was added to it. I don't know where the sources came from, except the newspaper headlines. Probably the Alex Herald because the print looks similar to Alex Herald. But I'm assuming that's what it is. Plus, if it's coming from Alex Ridges, that was the only newspaper there. So, unless you did your own personal stuff, but in the era of where this is, I doubt somebody else is doing prints like this. So, we can assume that it's the Alex Herald. So, these could be headlines that were tested, and then it was just too ridiculous, and so they scrapped the project, and so these were filed for later or filed as never go there or whatever. So I'm just going to read these, and I might make a few comments about them if I think I need to. And so let's just do it then. I don't want to be on too long. So it says here, local farmer claims his shadow left before he did. A little bit unusual. Authorities decline comment after three neighbors confirm unusual sighting near Hollow Creek. Maybe they saw some shadows near Hollow Creek that looked humanish, and so they think that maybe his claim is true. You never know on this sort of thing. And with the other reports that have been happening around town, it's some weird stuff's going on. So you never know. It might be true, but what would be the purpose? But anyway, next one. Several residents report church bell rang twice, despite bell remaining still. Reverend Newberry states only, we will not discuss Thursday. Once again, I think the added, witness made the whole title even worse. It didn't describe anything, so I don't know what's going on there. But we're going to move on. Mayor's office requests citizens stop mailing keys to the city hall. No explanation given for why hundreds have appeared. That's plausible. I don't know why people would, and the town's not really big, so if he's already got 100 keys, it'd be weird. So it'd be like one person mailing a bunch, or a little group of people mailing a bunch of keys just as a prank, perhaps. So that's a possible thing there. There's nothing really weird about it other than it's an odd prank, but it still could be a fun prank if you get the right crew together. All right, we say fish found swimming in flooded basement of general store. Owner insists basement had remained dry. Okay, well, the comment once again really makes because the headline, it could be real. I mean, if you have your basement and it floods and if you're looking at a big fish, I doubt it, but a little fish could have gotten in through a crack in your basement and stuff, especially in 1942. Maybe their basements weren't as sealed as well. So that part's not bad. But when the owner here says insists the basement remain dry, then you've got a disconnect there. What's going on? Excuse me. Train arrives 30 minutes early. No tracks found after departure. That doesn't make any sense. It says here, rail officials decline further statement. I don't know what that's about. No tracks found after departure. I mean, it's a train track. It's not like footprints that don't leave a trail, but it's a train track. So, it doesn't make sense. All right. Unknown individual leaves 34 shoes outside library. And then it says none matched missing person. Well, that doesn't make any sense either. There is no missing person. Unknown individual, that means they don't know who he is. So how do they know if it matches him? So once again, the statement and the headline make it more confusing. Local boy reports man living inside a water tower. Town investigation found packed lunch, blanket, and chair. No man located. Well, at least that one could be sense. I mean, abandoned water towers. It'd be a nice place to go to get out of the weather if that's the case. Crawl down inside of one of those. It'd be kind of creepy too, though. And I would be a little worried that somebody's going to shut the lid, thinking, "Oops, how did this lid get open?" And then you're stuck in there forever and you die. So, but it's not uncommon that somebody would find a place like that if they're wandering around and say, "Hey, nice place to get out of the weather." So who knows? That one sounds more likely than some of the others. Town clock stopped for exactly 9 minutes. Several citizens insist the sun also failed to move. Once again, the headline is strange but possible. The hands could get stuck for 9 minutes and then start again. But the comment that comes from it really is what makes things really ridiculous. Several citizens insist the sun also failed to move. Well, first of all, how would you know? 9 minutes isn't long. The sun, you know, visually, people are going to look at the sun and say, "Oh, it stopped," for a couple of minutes. So that's kind of a strange addition to the title. Anyway, that's the end of those headlines. I hope you enjoyed them, and I hope you were just as confused as I was in places. But if you want to make a comment and tell me what you think, that would be great. I'll talk to you later.